Is it just me, or are you feeling the exact same way? When we look around at what's happening everywhere on the planet, it's almost like we're living in the Truman Show. You know, there's things that have happened just in the last week or so that I didn't think I would see happen. You know, any of those who kind of study prophecy or eschatology, and we see things happening in the world, we know things are moving very, very quickly. And what I wanted to do is to show you today, through all the distraction that's happening and the sadness that's happening in LA at the moment, that people are totally distracted with that scenario as it happens, was something that Trump has said recently, to really look into kind of what is about to happen. Now, I always felt that 2025 was going to be a year of exposure. Yes, in the world we're going to see many things come to light, but even I believe in a spiritual sense, things are going to come in to the light. But this just recently happened. But before I show you what happened with Trump, have a look at what Fox News just showed what happened in Lower Manhattan. Remember to watch them full to get the full context, but also smash the like button so that someone who does not know Christ may come across this and may start to have a journey and a search for who Christ truly is.
Did Fox 5 New York just capture a UFO on live TV? Here's what we know. Something strange was captured on live TV during a Sky Fox broadcast over Lower Manhattan. A bright, fast-moving object streaked across the Hudson River, covering an incredible distance in just 4 seconds before disappearing. The footage left viewers asking, what was it? Fox 5's photojournalist Dan Rice suggested it might be a lens flare caused by a blemish on the camera lens. However, the object's rapid speed, smooth trajectory, and the distance it covered in such a short time make it one of the most unusual captures in recent memory. To put it into perspective, the object traveled an estimated 2 miles in 4 seconds.
You know, we're seeing all of this more and more in mainstream media. It's becoming an absolute norm, the whole UFO or UAP scenario. And for years, as I've been doing, you know, content like this, I've always said the things in the heavens that we've seen happen, I believe there's a huge deception coming behind it. But I also believe that there may be a physical connection, man-made in man's hand. But something Trump said he is going to release when he obviously gets inaugurated the next day. Have a listen to what he said himself.
Story that kind of disappeared at a very sudden. Do you have any idea whatever happened to the drones?
What happened to drones?
Well, you had said that you knew you thought the government knew what was happening with these drones over New Jersey. There were some by Bedminster.
I don't know. They're over Bedminster a lot, so I can imagine. I'm going to give you a report on drones about 1 day into the administration, because I think it's ridiculous that they're not telling you about what's going on with the drones. And it's not only with me. Glenn was telling me today that in Virginia they have drones all over the place too, and nobody's reporting it. I don't know why they're not. Do you want to say something about it?
Just one quick comment, which is we are home to the largest naval base in the world in Quantico, and we house a lot of the SEAL teams and have a huge national security infrastructure. And now for 2 years running, we have had drone incursion over secure airspace, and we still don't know why. And I think that's absolutely unacceptable. And I think President Trump and the new leadership coming in, I think will work diligently to understand who's behind this and what we do in order to stop the digital surveillance of all of our secure infrastructure.
Well, I can tell you this. While we were dealing with a terrorist attack in New Orleans, we had drones being flown over our nuclear reactors in Louisiana. And we brought that attention to the FAA. We've been asking the FAA to give these states the ability to mitigate these drones, and it's sitting on some bureaucrat's desk. And that's real.
Nobody knows. They don't want to talk about it. Go ahead, Governor. You're going to say.
I was going to say we have drones in Wyoming flying over our infrastructure as well. And it's incredibly frustrating that we not only have no way of knowing what it is, but nobody knows how to deal with them.
They don't want to talk about it, and nobody knows why. They don't want to talk about it. That could be us sending drones. I hope that's the case, us doing it and doing research, and maybe they don't want to talk about it from that standpoint. I hope it's not an enemy, but we're going to find out on the 21st, the day after. You have to give me a little time for the inauguration, but shortly thereafter, we'll give you a report on it. We'll tell you exactly what it is.
You know, over the last few days, just listening to Trump talking about Greenland and the Gulf of Mexico and all the other things, he comes out with some radical statements. I don't boast on Trump. I've never been a huge Trump fan in terms of politically speaking. I did it as a business person. But even so, when I put that aside, when I see things like this starting to happen, when the government and even potential leaders coming around the table saying that they're going to be coming out with things, I just had a sense of telling people to prepare for 2025. And I believe that we are stepping into something new in terms of what's going to come out and some of the exposures, but also to be ready for our deception, some grave deceptions that are going to happen this year. I did promise, mostly on the 12th of this month, I'll be doing more of a live video just to give clarity on what I believe this year is going to hold. But remember that the things that we see sometimes aren't always real. You know, just on a simple phone with AI, I can make something look very, very real, even though it's not. But to someone else, they could take that as fact. And this is why we have to be careful with 2025. Our main authority is in the Bible. This is the only thing that we lean on, and obviously we use the Holy Spirit as our guidance through this as well. But remember, as you see all the chaos unfolding going forward in the next few months, remember, God's always in control, and keep the faith.